We've talked about some different data structures that we can use to store a set of elements, but let's actually formalize this general notion of a set, a collection of items. So specifically, let's define the set abstract data type, which we will define as some abstract data type that just stores multiple elements, also known as keys. And there's actually a special type of the set ADT called the lexicon, which is specifically a set that stores strings or words. So the set ADT, and specifically like the lexicon ADT, is a version of the set ADT that stores strings or words. So the set ADT, it stores multiple elements or keys, and specifically it's defined by these three operations. We have the find operation. So find, given some query x, returns true if x exists in this set, otherwise it'll return false. So just given some query, does this query exist in my set? We also have the insert operation, insert given a query or given a new element x, and it will add x to the set. So whether or not x previously existed in the set, this will make sure that after this operation is performed, x definitely now does exist in this set. And then remove. Remove, given some query x, will remove x from the set. And notice that I haven't described any form of implementation details, and I haven't even told you what to do if any of these things fail. So for example, I guess I told you what to do if we don't find an element, but what if we already have, what if x already exists in my set? I haven't told you how to implement anything about the insert operation to handle the case of duplicates, because the set ADT, generally speaking, doesn't care. It's up to your specific implementation to define those details. And similarly, I haven't described what should happen if if I try to remove something that doesn't actually exist in my set. Should my program crash? Should this method just return false if it failed? Who knows? But I haven't defined it here because this is just an abstract data type. So let's look at some examples. Let's say I have a set that's going to store some different strings. So in other words, I have a lexicon. I'm going to call it students. So let's say I have students is some collection of student names. And then maybe I will first insert Nima. So now Nima is in my set of students. Now I could do find Nima, and this should return true. I could then maybe insert Felix. Now, if I do find Felix, this will also return true. If I do find Ryan, this student's set will return false because Ryan doesn't exist in this. I could then do something like remove Felix, and then it'll remove Felix. So now if I do find Felix, this will return false. I could do remove Ryan, but Ryan doesn't exist in my set, so I'm just not going to do anything. So again, I haven't defined any implementation details of any of these operations. That's completely up to the specific data structure implementation of your set ADT. So generally speaking, just think of your set as this bag of items that has some amount of, has some different elements that are stored in it, and I can look what's in the bag. I can check if something specific exists in it, I can add stuff to it, and I can remove stuff from it. But how the data are organized inside of this flag, the ADT doesn't care. That's up to the implementation.